Hi and welcome to the James Oliver Guitar Channel, and this is part 32 of vinyl albums I love and bands and artists that inspire me. This is the 32nd episode and we'll jump right in. This first one is a record called Gypsy Swing for Django by a British gypsy jazz guitar player called John O'Brien Docker. Now I found this in a record shop. There was records outside, free, take one. And I thought, oh, Gypsy Swing, and there's a guitar on the front of it. And I'm a big Gypsy jazz fan. I've shown loads of Django, as I said. This is a good record. There's some nice stuff on here. They do Homage, thanks to Django, Swing for Django. A really cool track called Fire Dance. Of course, they do Minor Swing, which is like, you know, the industry standard Gypsy jazz tune. And it's just a cool British Gypsy jazz record. It's definitely worth checking out if you see it. I don't think it's very expensive, but it's super cool. So that's the first one. Up next is the Chuck Berry album, After School Session. Sadly, this is a reissue along with A Dozen Berries. I've shown my first London press of A Dozen Berries before, but today I'm going for After School Session. Some wonderful Chuck tracks on this, which include School Days, Too Much Monkey Business, Chuck Berry Doing Blues. Of course, you know, with Wee Wee Hours, No Money Down, Brown Eyed Handsome Man, Havana Moon, Downbound Train. Absolutely great. Chuck Berry, you know, the poet laureate of rock and roll, with his After School Session album. Bit of British stuff for you now. This is 5 Live Yardbirds. With the Yardbirds, this has got Clapton in the group, and they do Chuck Berry's Too Much Monkey Business, Howlin' Wolf, Smokestack Lightning, Good Morning Little Schoolgirl. I'm a Man, they do. It's the classic Yardbirds lineup. Early Clapton playing his Telecaster. It's 5 Live Yardbirds. Now a real cool British blues guitar player. This is Mick Penny. Mick is now living in Germany, and he's a real good rootsy blues guitar player in the style of Freddie King. He's got his old 335 there. He got a nice gold top Les Paul and a 50 Strat. This is produced by Mike Vernon, of course. And Paul Jones plays on it, and Chris Yolden, of course, who was the singer of Savoy Brown, and he released an album on the Last Music label called Chris Yolden and the Slammers. There's some good stuff on here. Freeload, The Collector. What else is on here? Onion Rings, You Can't Make It. Mick's a lovely guy, and we done a gig with him back in 2016, in fact, and he's become a good friend since. So there's Mick. Check out Mick Penny. This is another classic blues album. This is Blues Jam at the Chess, of course, which features Peter Green and Super Mac, the best British blues band ever. Piano player extraordinaire Otis Spanns on this, Walter Shaky Orton, Willie Dixon, Hanny Boy Edwards. Blues Jam at the Chess is just a classic. Watch Out. I'm Worried, of course, which is Jeremy Spencer doing his Elmo James impression. Rockin' Boogie, Sugar Mama, Homework. Classic. This is definitely worth checking out. I've always been a fan of this guy, George Thorogood and the Destroyers. He's made a career playing Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley songs really fast, which I can relate to. But there's some good stuff on this. He does House of Blue Lights, Restless, Bottom of the Sea, Nighttime. Of course, Dr. Feelgood did Nighttime on the. I think it's a it's not Malpractice. It's the one we're Down at the Doctor's on, which I can't remember which one it is. But there we are. There's George Thorogood. Plenty of his stuff to check out. And this is more George Thorogood and the Destroyers. Of course, they were called George Thorogood and the Delaware Destroyers. Memphis Country Blues Festival. Again, on one of my favourite labels, Blue Horizon. We just showed Blues Jam at the Chess on Blue Horizon. And there's some cracking stuff on this. Bucka White is on this doing Baby Please Don't Go and Hello Central. Give Me 49. Fury Lewis is on this with Fury Blues. The Reverend Robert Wilkins is on this doing What Do You Think About Jesus. Mrs. Zippy Joe Caldecott is on this. You Don't Know My Mind and Great Long Ways From Home. And Bucka White is back on it again. It's produced by Mike Vernon, of course. And it's just a classic if you're into your Mrs. Zippy Delta Blues. Definitely worth checking this out. And of course, Mike Vernon released a lot of stuff on the Blue Horizon label. I've shown the Buck of White album, you know, when you got the space helmet on, and there's the Mississippi Joe Caldecott one. And the one I haven't got, which I'd like, is the Fury Lewis one with the fox on the cover. This is a cool one. But seriously, folks, Joe Walsh, Eagles guitar player, James Gang guitar player. One of my favourite ever songs is Life's Been Good, and it's on this record. Second Hand Story is cool, Over and Over. Joe Vitale on drums, Willie Weeks on bass. Joe Walsh solo album. And it's got quite a cool cover as well. He's obviously in the swimming pool. Up next, another fine guitar. We're on the fine guitar player run now. This is David Lindley. Win This record. David Lindley, of course, is a slide player. Played with Warren Zevon, Jackson Browne. Made classic Katsurai Kuda. To me, does the ultimate version of Mercury Blues. But there's some nice stuff on here. Talk to Your Lawyer, Looks So Good. Something's Got an Hold on Me. What else is on here? Make It On Time. All this stuff with El Real X is cool, and he's playing his K guitar on the cover there. So that's David Lindley. Jeff Beck. Truth. Rod Stewart singing. This is a storming record. Shape of Things, Morning Dew, You Shook Me. Rock My Plimsoll, Beck's Bolero, which of course I think Jimmy Page plays on too. I Ain't Superstitious, Blues Deluxe. Fantastic. Jeff Beck is just keeps getting better and better. He's like a fine wine. He is. He gets better with age. Absolutely killer. One of my favourite singers of all time. This is Big Joe Turner. This is just like a greatest hits recording. TV Mama's on you. Shake, Rattle and Roll, Honey Hush, Flip Flop and Fly, Karina, Crawdad Hole. Brilliant singer, brilliant rhythm and blues. And I really am a big fan of Big Joe. So there we are. Sadly, this is the only record I've got by him on vinyl. It's like a blues power thing, and it's on the Atlantic label, I think. Yeah. I bought these, and I had an Otis Rush one as well, which I think I've shown before. I've definitely shown an Otis Rush before. So there we are, Big Joe. Neil Young Unplugged. I showed Dylan's Unplugged last week. So I thought this week we'd show Neil Young Unplugged, Old Laughing Lady, Mr. Soul, World on a String, Porker Auntie, String Man, Needle and Damages, and Helpless. A cracking version of Transformer Man off Trans on this one. Long May You Run from Actor Hendrix. A real cracker, Neil Young Unplugged. Now some early beef art. This is the legendary A&M sessions, which they recorded before they made the record on, I believe it was the Buddha label in America, and the Pie, it came out on Pie in the UK. And there's some good stuff on here, of course, Bo Diddley's Diddy War Diddy, which was their first single. Who Do You Think You're Fooling? Moonchild, Frying Pan, Here I Am, Here I Am, I Always Am. So that's early beef art. This came out on the Ed Cell label in the 80s, but it's the stuff they recorded before they did Safe as Milk. Always try and do a Welsh act on my weekly videos, and this is Morty from the Racing Cars with Love Blind. It's okay. It's not as good as the Racing Cars. I mean, Titch Beck does play on it. Ray Ennis, of course, Alice, who's in the Racing Cars. Henry McCulloch is on it. Zoot Money's on it. Welsh guy Tony Lambert is on it. Who's on drums? John Weathers, Robert Wilding. So it sort of is a Racing Cars album without being a Racing Cars album. There's some good tracks on it. I do prefer the Racing Car stuff, but that's signed by Morty as well. So there we are. There's Love Blind by Morty from the Racing Cars. Now we've got a pure rock album. Deep Purple in rock. This might surprise some of you. This is a really good record, this is. I love the sound of it. Speed King is on this. Living Rare, Card Loving Man. Flight of the Rat. Really like Richie Blackmore's playing. I think he's great. And this is a good sounding rock record. So there's Deep Purple in rock. And it's a cool cover as well. I like the cover. Another guitar player I love. This is Albert Collins with Don't Lose Your Cool. Some nice stuff on ya. Get to Get In, My Mind Trying to Leave Me, Broke, Quicksand. unmistakable guitar sound, singing style of Albert Collins. This is a Lightning Hopkins album called The Roots of Lightning Hopkins, which features early Lightning Hopkins stuff. Penitentiary Blues, Bad Luck and Trouble, Come and Go With Me, Trouble Stay Away From Your Door, See That My Grave Is Kept Clean. It's on the Blues Angel label. It's produced by Samuel Charters. All songs arranged or adapted by Sam Lightning Hopkins. My favourite Lightning Hopkins album is the Herald Sessions, but money-wise, it just really is out of reach. It's super duper hard to find. Absolutely super duper. Sentimental Happenings, the great Warren Zevon. I mentioned David Lindley earlier. Boom Boom Mancini's on this about the boxer. Reconsider Me. Botox Mansion is on this. Leave My Monkey Alone. Really quirky songwriter. Underrated piano player, Warren Zevon. Only a couple more. Ry Cooder with his album Borderline. Does a lovely version of 6345789 on this. Crazy About My Automobiles on this. Never Make You Move Too Soon, Borderline, Girls from Texas, Speedo. Johnny Porter. Ry is one of my all-time favourites, and I will be showing every album he's ever done on this series. So there's Borderline. Interesting cover too. Last but not least, this is a Stills and Young band. Neil Young, Stephen Stills, with the album Long May You Run, which is a classic song. Long May You Run, Midnight on the Bay, Let It Shine, 12/8 Blues, Guardian Angel. Love Stills' vocals and guitar playing. Love Neil Young's vocals and guitar playing. A cracking album. So there we are. There's my 20 picks for the day, and I'll see you all again next week for another album video. Appreciate it. Cheers.